Are you listening?
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Morning coffee.
Morning coffee, indeed. Drink some morning coffee. Delicious. Oh, nice, hot, warm. A little bit of cocoa in there. Get the nerves just relax and calm. Well, we had an interesting show last night on DJ's Roundtable.
We sure did.
Yeah, and it got me thinking with all the stuff we were talking about when it came down to Magic, because we talked about way more than other stuff than Magic. And then I was like, because like when we first started talking about Magic, we started talking about the changes we were making, and that brought me back into a space where I was like, there's been a lot of changes in Magic since I started. At least I should say. Well, I am pretty sure you've been playing a while before you started just buying packs alone to vault. But like how many things changing? Is Magic less like what it used to be? Is it a lot different from what we used to know? Like one of the things that's as an example that's changed that I still haven't really messed around with a lot is sagas. For example, sagas were a big change, and I still haven't really got into sagas myself, and people love them, but that's still a change in Magic, and it's a lot different than what it used to be, but still
one of the biggest, well, I was going to say the biggest changes that happened for me, but where I realized they introduced something into the game that I just couldn't get over is my loathing of planeswalkers.
Loathing,
because absolutely loathing of them, because suddenly my Never Minerals disc didn't work as well. Somebody's got half a dozen planeswalkers on the battlefield. Well, I got rid of creatures, artifacts, enchantments, and everything, but not planeswalkers. So I never got over that. I'm still bitching about that to this day. I try not to. I try to stall them down, though. But I play them too because I have no choice. They've the genie's out of the bottle. And that's kind of how it is with a lot of these cards and a lot of the interactions and stuff. But
all right. Well, and some cards back in the day were designed with planeswalkers not in mind and have gone the opposite direction, like Doubling Season. Doubling Season just adds counters to permanents, and that's what it says. So that like improves planeswalkers and other things that deal with counters and proliferating and whatnot. So some cards got up in power because of the change of planeswalkers, and some cards like Never Minerals Disc have gotten less powerful because of planeswalkers. Yeah, so it makes sense.
So Hillbilly, have you been playing long enough that you've noticed the changes, or all of these things have been integrated as you pretty much from the beginning for you?
Well, when I first got back into Magic, which was into Arena, I noticed the change from getting sagas and planeswalkers was already there, but wasn't hardly any sagas there.
Yeah. And what about battles?
No, battles is I never heard of a battle before until Atraxa came into the arena, and I was when it first came in, I was still like, what the heck is a battle? I mean, because you can get a battle, you get a land, you get a creature, and all that, and up to 5 things.
Right,
battle was one of them, and didn't know what a battle was until the next set came out.
Right, because when March of the Machines came out, battles were the new thing, and it sounds like they want battles to be like more impressive. And there are some good battles out there, but like they want to extend games longer in Standard apparently with that, because why would I want to have something to attack that's not my opponent? Like I like getting the ability, but like why do I want to get something that diverts my aggression in the game towards a thing I played than my opponent's life total or their planeswalker? I mean, that's already annoying with planeswalkers. If you have to keep their battlefield in check, you got to attack the planeswalker and or the opponent. You know, I mean, I like the fact that you can attack planeswalkers, but at the same time, it takes from me winning faster.
But I like the battles. When you got one, I don't know the names of all of them, but you got one that brings in 2 land. You got one that does -13, -13. When it flips, it takes. You start exiling graveyards, getting tokens for that. Pretty good battles.
I've learned to appreciate them watching your channel. There's been a couple of them that you played that it's like, what the heck is that? And where did that come from? And how do I get rid of it? That's the most important thing. But you don't. You just have to add counters to it, I guess.
Yep.
Oh. Well, how are you?
I don't know. We're having problems and I'm not happy.
All right. Well, just do
do
what we did yesterday. No.
Okay.
We'll just roll with it. We want you here.
We want you here. I mean, I could try my laptop and see.
Yeah, last time we did the laptop, you had weird issues.
Yeah. All right. I'll just do what I did last time.
All right. We love you. So stay put.
But as far as what's changed, I mean, you got all these new cards that come in and does something different. You got planeswalkers, you got sagas, you got battles. I'm just waiting for the next thing to come out now.
Well,
you never know what they're going to bring out.
Well, I don't think they'll do anything super creative like that with like Universes Beyond. But it'll be interesting to see the kind of stuff they go on and try. Like Battles was a very unique concept. Like some battles have very nice ETB effects. And sometimes you don't want them to flip. You just play them for the ETB effect. You know, it's pretty much like playing a one-time triggering enchantment.
Yep.
And some people do try to flip their battles.
Well, I have one deck where you play a battle and you pay 3 white mana on this enchantment. I can't remember the name of the enchantment. And then you return the tournament back to your hand. So you return that battle back to your hand. Then you can replay it again to get the ETB again.
Right. So, with that in mind, so I don't want to be too focused on battles and whatnot, because that's a whole interesting interaction. That's just one change in the whole world of Magic.
I'm going to get off. I'm going to try something, and then I'll be back.
Okay.
And whatnot. That whole thing.
All right. So like changes, like last night, one of the few changes they were making is changing names of things, which they want to change tribal to kindred, or was it?
Yeah,
kindred, yeah. And they want to change nagas into snakes. Like they want to take out the word naga, change it to snake, which is kind of odd because nagas are a real thing in Greek history, mythology. Then they want to change totem armor to Umbra armor, which is ironically fitting but unnecessary, because most of the cards you see totem armor on are Umbras. So going from having totem armor to Umbra armor is like, hey, you're just matching it with the cards mostly it's on. But why the change? But then we get all this transforming stuff nowadays. You know, started with werewolves from Innistrad. We got transformers that convert. We got cards that are 2 sides, like choice A, choice B. Then we got cards that transform from one side to the other. Like if you meet a goal or expectation, it transforms. And they're trying so many different mechanically unique things, and basically recycling the process of mechanics. How much has the game changed? How different is it, and how new player friendly is it? That's the question.
I think ironically, and I don't want to lean into anything that would be political or whatever, but they seem to be making a lot of changes to satisfy people that aren't necessarily going to play the game. Like some of these name changes and stuff doesn't feel like it's necessary.
Right.
That's how it feels or whatever. That's just my opinion. But right back from the beginning, one of the first changes that I actually saw was interrupts to instance.
Right.
But that
That's
was
a
a
long time ago.
mechanical thing. That was something that they kind of changed the way the game worked and simplified it and so on. That made things easier. But right now, my wife has taken interest in Magic, and I'm trying to teach her. And these rules and stuff are getting more and more confusing instead of less confusing.
Right.
So it's tough explaining 30 years of changes that have taken place. Not to mention the fact that the majority of those changes have been within the last 5 to 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're absolutely right.
If they have made changes, but they have not changed their game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, the game's been changed in different ways. Like yesterday, when Andrew and I were talking, we were talking about how they changed and fixed the stack, got rid of mana burn. They've fixed how things stack up in terms of responses. They've perfected the game in one instance since we started playing. They started making changes that really don't effectively change the game at all. But one change they continue to make is new permanent types, which is already confusing to, like, when you have to know a difference between an enchantment and equipment and an artifact that's not an equipment, to a creature, to a planeswalker, to an instant, a sorcery, an enchantment aura. That's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things to remember, and having billions, not literally, but billions of different cards that are fit in those categories to remember for when your deck builds, playing your game. The interactions there. Then now you got battles, sagas, that's 10 things and a lot of different cards that do that kind of thing. And that's not touching on every kind of weird thing, because on top of all those different things, you got creatures with different creature types. You got tribal types that you care about. You got tribal instances. You got tribal sorceries. You got tribal enchantment out there, which are now kindred. And then you got weird interactions like keywords. Tons of keywords you got to think about. You got keywords like first strike, double strike, unblockable. You got flying. You got trample. You got just tons of them.
Yep. Too many to list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And the game is layers upon layers of trying to remember every trigger, every instance, every effect. That's like
one of those things. My wife asked me like that. Does anybody ever miss a trigger? And I'm like, oh my God, everybody misses triggers. Everybody, and that's one of the best things about playing casual at any rate, is playing casual commander, is you can go back usually and fix those things unless they're. It's interesting, and it's also that with Arena, you don't necessarily have to worry about that. It remembers the triggers and stuff for you.
Right.
Not in every case or whatever, but a lot of them it takes care of it so that you don't have to keep track of those things, which I
Right.
almost think I don't want to. I'm torn on that, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, because for new players, you don't necessarily learn those. You don't realize like why this happened or what happened or whatever.
Right.
Right.
But
Like
by the same token, that lowers the barrier to entry for some people
mhm.
because they come in through Arena and that's how they learn the game.
All right. Like Arena is a good way to get in the game because everything you do is kind of automated and done for you. Your memory is done for you basically. Paper Magic's not the same,
Mm,
That's definitely a different skill level, not to devalue playing Arena.
right.
It's definitely a different skill level because how much you have to pay attention to your interactions compared to having something that does it for you or asks you, hey, this is happening, do you want to do this? It's insane. It's a
Yeah.
lot of change in the cardboard game itself, you know what I'm saying? Like it's nice that Arena remembers things for you or gives you options, but like when you play in cardboard, and my wife can contest to all the board state issues that happen. So it gets too confusing even for the newer players. Like the newer players just get way too confusing. Yeah, especially when you have, when you attack, you unattack triggers, and you got combat damage triggers, and you got ETB triggers. Like if something enters the battlefield or does this, there are when you cast a spell triggers, kind of thing. Like there's been games where, like my Chilean deck, there's been a couple games where I play one creature and I have like 10 triggers going off for different cards.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So that's one of those things that I I understand why they want to change it up. They want to keep it different and fresh. Well, because they want to sell cards. So we got to be clear on that. But I think that so that's what it feels like in some cases. That some of these changes are just an effort to I don't want to say line their pockets and stuff because now it sounds like I'm going down a negative road here. But what I'm thinking though is that some of these changes don't necessarily need to be made.
Mhm.
And last night when we were talking, I forgot who talked about this specifically, but they brought up the fact that that they felt like that they should be also stewards of the game and taking care of it for everybody, not just for those that have been playing, and they should foster it and keep it moving forward. But that, like I said, comes also with the responsibility of making it more accessible and making it easier.
Right.
And I don't know that they're necessarily doing that. They're saying they are, and they're claiming they are, but a lot of these things, while the new introduction of the new IPs and stuff do bring people into the game and stuff, I wonder how long they're going to stay and if they're going to support the game after that, or
Mhm.
whether it's just kind of a flash in the pan where it's going to create this artificial environment that is then going to collapse.
Right. Well, then, like another way to think about it too is the focus on commanders really hindered the game for newer players. Like my wife says, her favorite form to play, she'll say standard, but what she really means is the 60 card format, and I could say that. Like she likes the
Hmm.
60 card format because usually in 60 card formats, the theme is so much simpler because you're trying to fit a theme and a win condition. Where in Commander, like I said, my Chilean deck, you play one creature, you get like 10 different triggers. It gets too confusing. Like her favorite deck so far, she doesn't have it anymore, but was during Theros standard, and she had a Voltron deck that was pretty crazy, and it just did the same thing over. It was tier one deck. It was like a competitive deck back in the day, and she just loved the fact that you can just follow a theme of synergy and possibly win with it.
Yeah,
Commander,
I think they did lose something by dropping their support of standard of the other events, and like you said, it has been a somewhat of a hindrance by them concentrating so much on the money, which was in Commander
right?
at this point. Yeah.
No, you're right, because like Commander was a big money haul for them because everybody who wanted for Commander and stuff just went crazy buying all the stuff. What Bob calls the Black Swan event was during COVID when people were getting their stimulus checks and stuff, were buying Magic stuff all the time. They had a big spike. And what was that? Commander, because all the Commander players were buying it. They saw this big spike. It came up. It went crazy. And they're like, let's focus on this. Let's go and drain that well, because it was the most popular thing that sold, and they just kept doing it. And that's where reprints just started skyrocketing when Wizards realized people wanted these cards back. But we're no longer in that era. We're actually in an era where people are losing interest in the Commander format, and Wizards needs to definitely put more highlight and focus on the standard format, and which I think they're trying to do, but it's kind of hard to convert people from one thing to the other,
Well, not only that, look how long standards has been dead. You can't take something that's dead and bring it back to life overnight. It takes a lot of time to do that, and they let it die so bad that I don't know if they're going to be able to bring it back or not, because it's so dead right now.
Hello, Daddy-O's.
If they do, it's going to take a
Hello.
while.
Oh, are you on your laptop or your phone?
My phone.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no echo. Those headsets are working.
Nice.
Good deal.
Yeah. So it's weird.
Well,
Okay.
I don't understand it myself.
As I was saying, standard, it just ain't there right now. And
Right.
It's going to take them a long time to do it.
Well,
So what are we talking
Commander
about?
doesn't. What we're talking about is the changes in the Magic the Gathering. Is it the same game or not?
Okay.
Not to devalue the title, the topic, or you. No, we're talking about changes and things. We're talking about changes in between Commander and Standard and permanent types. There's a lot we've been going and diving into, and
Even the marketing strategies of the company and stuff that have changed. There's a complex issue, to say the least. Yeah.
Oh yeah, standard needs to be highlighted more often for sure. I mean, because Wizard makes money off the new product they push. They don't make money off the secondary market that we know of.
Well, unless they're printing it up in secret layers,
right?
Printing cash.
Right, secret layers. And dude, I don't know how many secret layers come out months, but I haven't been paying attention. The only secret layer I'm waiting for is the Jurassic Park secret layer to come in, and so I can see the cards. We only know one card so far, but man, it is crazy. It's surprisingly, as strong as Commander has been, to the standard format needs more of a competitive edge. And what I think doesn't get enough attention, and maybe I'm just not watching the right videos, I don't know, but Standard's not getting enough advertisement either. WotC will shill a new product. Monk Princess Bride. Yeah. Secret layer.
Well, let me tell you about my LGS, though.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my LGS about a week or two ago, and I asked him, I said, y'all don't do any standard events here, do you? He said, no, not since Arena came out.
Really?
So Arena took standard over. So that got rid of standard into LGS.
Well, I mean, why, I'm not defending anybody or anything, but why go to your LGS when you can play standard from home and not have to interact with people, which I like interacting with people. I like face-to-face games.
Me too.
And I'm not really good in social areas. I'm not really good with socializing, but with Magic, I'm all about Magic. I'm all about playing the game face to face. If I'm playing, I'd love to see the let's say balls or hillbillies face in front of me and judge what they're looking at their hand and trying to decide what to do. You know, try to play their game for them and by their facial expressions. You know,
Yeah.
and that's kind of the world we're in. That's too with electronic magic going on, is you get to play without interaction. Now, where's the gathering in that?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. My one of the well, not one of, I'm going to say I go to a card shop and I go to another a comic shop that has extended over to have a game side and stuff.
Right.
They do board games, they do D&D, they do Magic. They had an entire case. Their whole front case was dedicated to Magic at one point, just from end to end. And there was a small Pokemon side on the other end of it. But since Wizards has gone to the pricing that they have, getting rid of the MSRP
Right.
and making all the boxes so expensive, the store just quit buying it. They didn't have enough people. They had needed like a staff to stay on top of what was current in Magic, what was out there, how to sort it, what to price it at, and they just gave up. They didn't have the manpower or the time or the money to spend buying product to supply everybody,
Mhm.
and they didn't have the people to sort everything. So that entire front row now is all Pokemon.
Right.
The Magic has gone down to the corner end of it, and they're not buying bulk. They're not doing anything. They have a couple of binders that you can go to, and if you want specific cards or whatever, but because of Wizards or because of Hasbro's, whoever is setting the prices and stuff and their print schedule, they just
Mhm.
can't keep up. So they just quit.
No,
They just
no.
quit. They
Yeah,
still
the print
host
schedule is
events and
insane.
stuff, but yeah, that's it.
Well, it's sad because I've seen on Facebook, people owners talking about why should we buy from our distributor when we can get them cheaper on Amazon.
Amazon.
And they're
Yeah.
like, why not? We will. You know,
Yeah.
because not all stores have to buy from the distributors. So now, not buying from distributors hurts the distributor, but it helps Amazon. And if Amazon becomes a popular way to buy product, it's going to become a high fest, especially when they do those Amazon drops. I mean, I guess the biggest struggle that's kind of like the unsung problem, like unsung, no one's singing about it really, is people are losing money flipping. People are losing money like in their businesses, and the business is suffering more often. Like the players are not. The players are getting these cards for cheap. They can go to cardkingdom.com and they can go to other websites, but like the people are hurting the most are the people with brick and mortar stores, the people trying to make them a living off this stuff to support their families, their bills, and all that jazz. And now,
Yeah.
I don't think an LGS should only focus on Magic because that'd be a bad idea, especially in today's market. But for those people who want to be able to play Magic, maybe they loved Magic and that's why they started the LGS to be able to support it. Having a hard time keeping up with it because if you have to buy a product for like $230 and no one's going to buy it if you double your price to make your money back, you're going to have to take a loss on it because it's easy to say if I buy something for $230 and I can sell it for $300 and I make my money back, well, you're not making enough money back to allocate towards new product, and you're not making enough money back to throw towards your electric bills and your brick and mortar bills, and you're not making enough money to buy food for your family off that product. And I know that that's an extreme example of where the $30 would go to, but that's the issue. Like the question is the question I'd like to ask here is, how long is it going to be till Magic can no longer be supported in stores and the player base has to fade away because they have to play off their computers?
I don't know if that day is coming anytime soon, and I don't know. I'm hoping it never gets there, but I do worry about that up to a point. But at that point, it becomes too big a problem for my brain to handle, and so I
Right.
just kind of give up, and I just say, you know what, I'm going to concentrate on the game in front of me, whether it's at the club, at the store,
Right.
playing with other people, or even playing online. It's like, well, let me just focus on this because it gets just too big and overwhelming, it seems.
Right.
I think that was interesting. You had the topic earlier in the week about, when does Magic become, something else? You get too attached to it,
Mhm.
and that's when I start worrying too much about that stuff. Is when I decide, you know what, just need to step away and need to play, or maybe go do something else. Like you said.
Right. Because I think we've come to a world where, if especially for content creators, where if you don't show how obsessed you are with the game, that you feel like no one's going to take you serious. Like last night I was watching, not last night, the night before, because last night I watched Loki. That was an amazing series.
Is it done yet?
The night
Did it finish?
last night was the season finale.
Okay,
All right,
I'll watch it
no,
now.
I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
Okay.
Other than it was a good series. But like the night before, I was watching this iceberg video by Saffron Olive,
Mhm.
and he was what you call it? He was talking about the iceberg and going through history. And he's one of those people who are kind of like obsessed with the game, like talks about being obsessed, but there's a difference between being obsessed with Magic and being well informed. And I think people like him are really well informed. Hence why, like, if there's a topic I'm not sure of, I won't cover it because I don't want to cover something I'm not well informed of. That's why when I come up with like topics, I make them more relatable, more opinion based, more. We can maybe get into more of a definitive dip into the things. But I think we live in a world where people are too focused on looking obsessed with the game. Like, maybe if this person is obsessed with the game, maybe they know what they're talking about or whatnot. It's kind of an image thing, and when you like look at yourself as an idol of Magic the Gathering, and you start raising yourself on a high pedestal, what they say, the old phrases, the higher you pride yourself, the harder you fall, or something like that.
The harder you fall.
Yeah, and so I think that's kind of the thing going on, is people are trying to make themselves look important. People are fighting for views, while people will, title their videos accordingly. There are some clickbait things I try to do, but I try to always be clickbait in the most honest way I can when it comes to my titles. I don't want to be like game pieces and other search terms and things like that, because it's not going to be like that, because this is a live show. We can end up swaying off topic a little, so let's not delve into anything super important like that. Really quick. Adam says, I'm surprised to see MTG Arena at an IHOP. Well, you can't see it right there, but I actually got that menu you saw on the table over there because I got it from IHOP. It's a collectible to me now.
Nice. I was surprised when I saw him on Hot Pockets. I guess that was the beginning of the end for me.
Hot Pocket.
Well, I don't think it's the beginning to the end. Like, let me bring up a different take on this. All right. What's an overplayed song?
Mariah Carey's Christmas song.
Well, all right. Why is that overplayed?
Well, it's
Like
only
it.
overplayed during a certain time of the year, and then it goes
Right.
away.
But it's overplayed because people love the song, right? Like Nickelback used to be a very popular band, and still are in their own right. But people love their music so much, they kept calling and requesting their songs on the radio, and it got overplayed. Well, Magic going to Hot Pockets, Magic going to IHOP, it's kind of the same realm of it. But what they're doing, instead of being overplayed, they're overreaching. Because what they're doing is Wizards is breaking the we're just this small market of people. We're trying to branch out to we're the everyday item. You know, so you might start getting sick of seeing IHOP advertisements of Magic the Gathering on their tables, or maybe you'll see a package of burritos with a Johnny on it later on. They're trying to incorporate themselves pretty much as an American established game where everybody knows it, because if everybody knows it and everybody and gets enough attention, people just buy packs and they'll be able to flip by just this random new product being bought here and there. You know,
so the only problem with that, let me cut you off for just 1 second. So the only problem with that then is they're making the game more complex. So while on the one hand they're saying like, we want everybody to play this, we want everybody to join us and stuff like that, but then they make it so confusing that people aren't going to stay with it and stuff. But anyhow, but I agree with what you say. I understand they're expanding their reach as far as they can, for sure. And you've got to do that to stay relevant and viable. I get that.
Yeah, for sure. No problem at all either. You know, because what it's coming down to is like, you know how Wizards is doing their IPs where like Jurassic Park. No. They have to pay Jurassic Park money. They have to pay Jurassic Park money for that. Hold on. So they got to pay Jurassic Park to use the IP. Then every time Jurassic Park packs are sold, they probably have to pay them a little gratuity for that. Maybe, I don't know how that works. Well, if Hot Pockets sells a Magic the Gathering product, Magic makes a little money off that. See, they're trying to cycle money in and out so they can do more stuff. Probably. I mean, that's the most educated guess I can make. And it is a guess. Mm-hmm. Oh, what's this? Mrs. Hillbilly says, "Hey, Tabalts, I love your background. It reminds me of Dexter's."
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I talked about this the other night too because somebody else commented on the background. This was actually for Super Fast. The other way, this way. There we go. Doing something for him helped inspire me to do this. And I thought, well, I'm just going to run with it and just make it my own here. So,
was that AI generated?
Yes, it was AI generated stuff. Yeah,
that's hella cool.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Looks
I
like
need
a
to lean more into my Tybalt's Apprentice theme where I'm helping him in the lab doing stuff.
I can't wait to get that video done. I got dog sitting to do tomorrow, so I probably won't get that video up for a week or two.
It's all right, whenever. I'm glad to help.
But you'll know when it's up. Well, I take a little longer on those kind of videos because one, it's not my live content, and two, I like to get comfortable with the cards I'm doing. I make a small script of cards and stuff will follow through, and I wait enough time for people to comment on the video so I can choose a comment that's out of a grip. That's what I do. But yeah, really quick. It's shill time. Shill time. Oh. Where do you want to get your sweet Kaaren of Tortoise dice bag? It holds 2 pounds of dice, handcrafted, very sturdy. That's an empty bag. This is a full bag. Doesn't open, pull string, amazing quality. I know you can see little on here compared to the sign here, but go to Karen's Aartopia to get a $45 dice bag worth the money. $5 ship. Oh my Lord, it is amazing. It is crazy. It is awesome. And she's going to be having a sale for Black Friday on the week of Black Friday. And once I get that going on, you'll see it. Thank you, Mrs. Hillbilly, for sharing that link. There's a link in the description and in chat. Go check out KarensAartopia.com. Eventually, I'm going to make it so I can just automatically play. But yeah. No, so back to the topic at hand. Yeah, so Wizards is reaching out. And I think what they're trying to do, and I think their game plan with going on different products and stuff and overreaching is to get an underlying knowledge of the game's existence out there that people will be reaching for the basic. If they sell a pack every day, this is a small numbers thing. If they sell a pack every day because someone new just buys a pack, they're going to have that income coming in no matter what. And I think this is probably one of those more intelligent thought processes, because Magic the Gathering will become an American established company, or whatever you call it, when they get recognized as an American product, like everybody uses it kind of thing. And I think that's what they're reaching for. And I think that's kind of the thing they want to do, is they want to get more in tune that their game is as popular or known as the Rubik's Cube or the yo-yo or the skateboard or a Transformers toy,
Yeah, but they don't. I mean, they don't really advertise it, do they?
Yeah,
I've
they
never
do.
seen it.
They don't
I've never
advertise
seen
it on
that.
TV much, but there are some
They-
like Magic the Gatherings in some movies, like the was it the Wizard's Apprentice or something like that. There's a whole
Sorcerer's
advertisement
Apprentice?
in it. What?
Was it the Sorcerer's Apprentice?
Yeah, the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Yes.
If
Like
not,
there's a
it
whole
was
scene where you see.
in Zombieland. Was it Zombieland 2?
Mhm.
Or maybe it's even the first Zombieland or whatever. They're playing Magic in that too.
Yeah,
You could
I
even
can't
see it
remember
in.
which one.
You could see
Yeah,
it
those
in the
movies I
background
haven't
in
seen.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, I remember
Seinfeld?
seeing the thing about Seinfeld. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're trying to leak themselves. And they used to have commercials on TV too, or the internet that are funny. Like my favorite commercial
90s
was
one.
Bob from Accounting.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Well, watching YouTube, I have seen some Magic the Gathering commercials, ads.
Yeah.
I have seen those. They
I'd say-
are advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
But isn't-
advertising online, but not on TV, which I think is
Right.
a missed opportunity there. And,
Yep.
and Wizards, you can pay me money and sponsor me for that idea. I don't mind. But like,
Yeah, well, isn't this? Aren't these streams advertising?
well, it can
Magic.
be
I mean,
like
we talk about it.
Like with
Yep.
a million people making content for Magic the Gathering, there's tons of advertisement going out there for
Right.
free. Wizards
That's what
need
I'm
to
saying.
go up and pay the money over to put advertisements on the television. You know how much I
Yeah.
would kill to see a Magic the Gathering commercial on television,
That'd be awesome.
right? So
That would be.
that'd be more branding, better branding. Like how many people use ad blockers on YouTube? Too many people. You
Yep.
know what you don't see an ad blocker on your TV.
Yeah.
And a lot of streaming services are forcing advertisements during their shows or certain shows. So it'd be a smarter move to do that. I mean,
Yep.
So I don't know anything about Pokemon except what I've seen, when it was really high end a year ago or so, where everybody was, in a way, they don't advertise. Are they as popular as Magic? Or
there's a lot of advertisement for Pokemon. You just don't watch children's TV. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't watch children's TV. You're not watching YouTube, the right channels to watch it. There's a lot of advertising in Pokemon, and Pokemon gets more advertisement in magazines than Magic the Gathering does right now. The magazines are still a thing.
And they have their cartoon show, which is all just an advertisement, really,
Right.
to tie back into the card game. Same thing kind of with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I just don't know anything about it. I don't understand it. So, but,
well,
one thing Yu-Gi-Oh has that Magic has not had as far as I know of, is a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. Well,
yeah,
there is a Netflix series for Magic the Gathering coming out.
Yeah,
they
but not
announced it the other day.
Yeah, but not everybody has access to Netflix.
Right.
They need to put that on national channel, something like Cartoon Network.
But the thing is streaming services have overwritten cable. People like we don't have cable at all, but we got several subscriptions, and it still costs less than the price of cable.
Mhm.
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I got
That's
cable.
for dang sure.
Yeah, like we have Netflix, and that when you, like we have Disney Plus, and we pay for the Disney Plus Hulu package and ESPN. Even though we really don't watch ESPN, we have Philo, which the wife pays for her Hallmark movies. And she has a couple free subscriptions for a couple other ones. It's just subscriptions are just better. One, you can find the content you're looking for. If you don't want to, like, you know, at our age, like at our older ages, you kind of don't want to be, so you kind of don't want to be surprised by things you might not like or like on TV. You just want to find the things you do like, and you want to have the choice to watch what you want to watch. You just don't want to be surprised with this new episode, which is kind of the issue with advertising nowadays. Because the only reason why I watch Loki is because I'm so invested in Marvel already, you know.
Same here.
And Loki's one of the best series that's hitting Disney Plus since the multiverse saga started.
What? Yeah, they got a new Loki show coming out on. It's either Prime or Paramount.
It was Disney Plus.
No, it's not Disney Plus. It's Paramount.
Hmm.
Maybe they made some kind of deal with Marvel. I don't know, but you know,
or maybe it's a
then they
different IP.
I don't know. I mean, I know who Loki is, but they got. I haven't followed his story because it keeps growing. You know, but you know, there's only there's so much content of that kind of stuff of Marvel and out there. I mean, it's really popular. So
I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait till the Marvels come to Disney
yeah,
Plus.
that's a new movie coming out. Marvel.
Yeah, the Marvels.
I don't know. Yeah.
Marvel women.
Yeah.
I can't wait till that comes out from Disney Plus because I want to watch that movie. It looked good.
Yeah, I only got one streaming service, and then I got the free ones. You know, I only pay for one.
I got Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu.
Yeah, the wife doesn't like. She doesn't want Disney Plus. She thinks it's all Disney cartoons, and I tried to.
No, it's a lot more than that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know. I tried to explain that to her. But...
So the series going to Disney, I mean Paramount, is the same one that's on Disney.
Oh, okay.
I was just looking up. They're just going to share it there.
All right. Well, I mean.
And as far as Disney Plus goes, don't they have a National Geographic in it too?
Oh yeah, they got National Geographic, and plus they got content like if you like. We don't watch Deadpool because of the sex and nudity and stuff in it.
Yeah,
but you can watch Deadpool. You can watch R-rated movies on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I know there's a Disney for the youngins, and then there's an adult side.
Well, what you're not thinking about, Dad, is Disney owns Fox. Fox it has non-Disney IPs. There's more stuff to watch for adults and kids.
I know.
So
I'm going to try and talk the wife into it, but
very good.
Yep, I don't know.
Good morning, James Willis. Oh, you must have had a good nap.
You late.
Yeah. You're late. Hey, 10 minutes to closing time.
So I'm trying to wonder how Hillbilly's still vertical.
Right after last night.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I went to bed about 3 o'clock. Got back up at 7 o'clock. So I'm all good.
Well, because I went on your channel, a few times during the night, and I don't know what time you can shut the channel down, but I went on about it was it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock your time, and
Mhm.
the channel was gone. It's like you were done playing.
I
Right.
did three different. I did 3 different streams last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
So
if you
anyway,
do too long of a stream, YouTube will delete it.
yeah. So I just have props for Hillbilly for. I mean,
Well, I didn't
I have
stop.
much res-
Yeah. I did 3 different streams, but I did not stop until 3 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, well,
Brutal.
I have much respect for that, man.
What did you
Mhm.
think about the set overall? How much of it did you see, or how much did you get a chance to brew? Obviously, you got to
Oh
brew a lot,
man,
but
these cards are good.
yeah.
Hmm. Did you like the discover
Man.
mechanic?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, one of my favorite mechanics in the set.
that mechanic is busted.
It's Cascade, but better.
Yeah. And
Man,
Well,
when you play a creature or something with discover, you're getting something every
Yes.
freaking turn. I'm like, oh my god.
2-for-1s are always good, and you get a choice to put in your hand if you don't want to play it right away.
Right. I mean, you got this one artifact. You play it for it costs 6. I don't know the name of it, but you play it. It has Discover 5 on it.
Yeah.
So every turn, you're getting something.
well, I gotta go.
The
yes.
dinos. Oh my god, are they good?
We love you, Daddy.
Love all you guys. I just got to go on unhooked. So you guys have a great day. I'll chat tomorrow.
tomorrow.
next time.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
All right. See you, everybody. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Yeah, this set it is very strong. I mean, it's not overpowering, but it's strong enough to affect the meta. Now, that's just my opinion on it, but I do think it's going to affect the meta.
Well,
You
I
get
think
these
Discover will
dinosaurs.
affect standard overall.
Huh?
I think Discover will affect standard overall.
Oh yeah, it's going to. It's
Mhm.
going to speed a lot of. It's going to speed the games up very quick.
Right. Because last
You
time
think-
Cascade was a standard, it wrecked the game.
I was going to ask that. Do you think it's going to be overpowered if it's going to get immediately integrated into the meta? So you said the thing didn't seem busted yet, or you think it's going to break the format, or what do you think?
I think it's going to break the format
Okay.
because I know you got one that is Discover 10.
Oh my gosh.
So you got
easily
one
get
that
those Eldrazi?
yeah. So if it's a Discover 10,
Discover
that's
10.
anything. And let's say you discover 10, you can bring out something that's 5. You get 5 treasure tokens.
Wow.
What is it? Discover 10 will not pull out most Eldrazi's that are rare or higher. There are some rare ones like 3 drops and stuff in standard, but Discover 10 is going to be for like there's some uncommon Eldrazi's and stuff you can pull out, but Discover 10 pulls out some commander, that is powerful, like 6 drops and whatnot.
Right.
How goes the deck build for Dad? I need to integrate the lands and a little tad more tinkering, but most of it's done anyways. I do want to put Ultimatum in there. I think it will fit. I think it will do good. But I'm waiting on those sweet lightning greaves that you ordered us. I appreciate that 100 billion percent. And I want to start play testing it. Boo. But anyways,
this is going this magic. It's changing.
Ixalan's an exciting set, and it's a good set for winter too. Yeah. So, are you streaming at all today, Hillbilly?
No, I'm not going. I'm taking a day off.
You earned it.
Why don't you show tomorrow's show or something?
And tomorrow I'll just probably be back on regular schedule. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Then from there, I'll jump over here. Then from here, I'll jump back on my stream at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Woo-woo.
And then after that is when I will decide whether I'm going to stream Path of Exile at 7 o'clock p.m. or not.
All right. Well, you'll probably get some rest today after being up so late.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get some. I'm resting. This is the only stream I'm doing today.
All right. The ball, why don't you show out your channel a little?
So stop by Tibble's Apprentice on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me all different types of places. I'm still pushing for that 500 subscribers. So if you want to stop by there and give me a like or subscribe, that would be awesome. Our talk last time I was on Wednesday about my Ghoul Caller Gisa deck, which started out as a $35, I won't say competitive, but my $35 budget deck that really actually helped me perform better in Commander. I got a video coming up about that. That video is no longer, or that deck is no longer just $35. If you tried to build it today, it would be closer maybe to 60, a little bit less if you don't do the lands. But I've got a short video coming up about that I'm working on. I actually was working on that last night, finishing it off probably today. So look for that in the next day or so if you want to get back to doing some Commander deck text and stuff like that. So that's what I'm working on.
Sounds awesome. Like I'd like to see you do a video on that, like a whole video.
It's going to be a brief one. It's only going to be about maybe 10 minutes or so, but I talk a little bit about it, and you've got something to look forward to then.
Woo, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And look, it's me, my pretty face. Look there. What's up? No, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. All the YouTube stuff. Every day we do live when we can. Tomorrow, I'm saying I'm a lot sorry. Tomorrow I'm dog sitting. I'm going to try to go live from the dog sitting house if that's the case.
Cool.
That bugs me. But like tonight I'm going to be playing some Metroid Prime around 8 p.m. Iowa CDT time. So keep an eye on that if you love Metroid Prime. I suck at the game, but chat usually helps me get through the game. So it's going to be fun. I love playing it. It's my relaxing times of the week that's streaming. So with that, bloop.
Yeah. And I also would like to bring up, I now have 279 subs.
Whoa!
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for joining us. And I will make a phone call to somebody today. Hint, hint to the JW in chat. You guys have a wonderful evening and a good afternoon. And remember to...
Shockwave! What is your command, Megatron?
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for evil fun.
Fear not, Megatron. Cyber